Okay guys, welcome to step 5. Step 5 is going to be the introduction to using virtual boxes. Alright, first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to find it. Let's go ahead and Google search. And we're going to search Oracle VM VirtualBox. There we go. Now, anywhere they've got them here, this is pretty simple. Oh, looks like Oracle site's down. That's kind of frustrating. Alright, there we go. VirtualBox 4.1. Now, you don't have to buy VirtualBox. It is free, but you're going to have to find the download. Let's see, download VirtualBox. Now, just download the normal VirtualBox. You're probably going to be running on Windows at first. Later, you'll figure out how to use it on Linux because these are easy deb files, RPMs, depending on what you're running. Cake. Yeah, and a shell distribution. Interesting. Anyway, so you're going to download this. I don't need to download it. I already have it, so we'll cancel that. And then you'll install it. Should be pretty easy. And then this is what we get. This is a virtual store. Now, let's say that we got a new Linux distribution that we want to install. I have Mint and Ubuntu. The videos you already saw showed you how they work. But we're going to create a new box. We're going to go to Next. We're going to name it. Let's say this is our Xubuntu test. And it already recognizes that we're running Linux and Ubuntu. Now, Xubuntu is based on Ubuntu, so I just leave it as Ubuntu. I'm going to create Next. It's going to ask how much RAM you want to use. You can use 512 up to a gig. Doesn't matter. Well, I mean, you can use pretty serious. I think, yeah, 5300 is about where it thinks I'm going to start going crappy. So I'm going to go ahead and keep 1 gig. Now, this is the fun stuff. You can use an existing hard disk. We really don't need to do that. You can create a new hard disk. We're going to go ahead and do that. Now, I use VirtualBox disk images. These all have some different settings that we can use and different things we can do, but I really don't find them necessary for just testing. Dynamically allocated means the more you add to it, it's just going to grow. That's what I do. 8 gigs is usually good for new Linux distributions. And click Next and Create. And create. Okay, now we have Ubuntu test. Now before we start it, you can click settings after right clicking or click settings up here. And what we need to do is storage. Now IDE controller means any kind of drive, storage controller for the machine. So we're going to create a virtual storage controller. Here, add CD DVD device. We're going to do that. We're going to choose disk. Now what this is going to ask us for ISOs that we've downloaded. These are our ISO files, Backtrack, Linux Mint, and Xubuntu. We're going to click one and open it. Now that is in there. Click OK. Now when we start this, since there is no operating system installed because it's a virtual computer, it's going to boot from that disk. So we're going to click it and we're going to click Start. Now what's going to happen is the VirtualBox is going to open up and it's going to automatically boot from that disk we created. That's going to run us in here. Now, there's host control buttons. I have them disabled, the help disabled because I've done this a million times. But since we're here in our box, I believe the default is the right control button. That's going to be your host control button. And we're going to hit F. And that's going to give us a full screen. And it's just going to be like we're running a computer. Full screen. Here's our computer system. That easy. It's not difficult. We can do the whole try, install, whatever you want to do. Certain distributions will not be live, so you won't be able to try, and you'll have to install. Others, you can just go ahead and try, and it's going to fire it up just like a normal Linux distribution of a live disk. It's really not difficult at all. This is all we've needed to do. We can choose to install here because we're running a live environment. We can sit here and install drivers, but it doesn't matter because we're live, and we can use it. That's it. I'm going to hit right control F, which is the full screen. I'm going to close this, power it off, and gone. Now we have that machine. Now if you install it, the machine automatically tells it to remove the installation media. So if we go into settings and look at storage, this is still here, but once we install and the Linux distribution says remove installation media, or it'll do it by itself, once it says it's going to reboot, it will get rid of the CD. And it'll show up with just this missing. or I believe it'll show up with an empty disk like this. That's it. You've got it installed. You want to get rid of all the space that took up. We can remove it, delete all files. It's gone. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to run Backtrack 5 R2. I'm not going to teach you anything about it because that's pretty in-depth and would take me years. I'm still learning and I don't know much, but I'll go ahead and show you how to get that up and running.